What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Every Boss, Every Drop. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment what boss you want me to farm next. But today, we're going over Horace. Now, everyone has fought this dude, alright? You fight him in the main story. I think he's the spy master for Soul when you're going to get his bioweapon, alright? But I don't think anyone really fought him for his gear. So, Horace drops the Aegons Dream, the Lucky Clover Order Pistol, and the Rep Kit, the Pacemaker. Without further ado, let's get in to the Horace boss fight. Alright, and here we are. Horace is an Order Warden that works under Soul. You first meet Horace when you play the main story, trying to find out what Idolator Soul's bioweapon is. But then the Timekeeper kind of forces Horace to fight, and even as you can see when his shield runs out, if you play the main story, he actually rips out his own bolt to stop you from getting secrets. His boss fight isn't that hard. You know, it just starts off with the normal Warden attacks of using the staff to melee and fire projectiles at you. But when he rips out his bolt, he changes to a scythe and a massive bullet hell like spewage. But that's about it for the actual fight. So I'll let the rest of this play out and we will move on to the gear he drops. So the first piece of gear we have is the Vladof AR Aegon's Dream. That is an underbarrel that doubles the fire rate, and every single time I have gotten this AR, it has always had a fire element as its primary element. So the special mod of this AR is Prophetic, which makes it to where it shoots cryo also, but without saying it or putting it anywhere. So it's kind of nice, but I don't know how much that helps in the long run. Maybe someone in the comments has used this gun more than me and can say if it is. Otherwise, let's move on to the gameplay of Aegon's Dream. So, the Aegon's Dream is in no shape or form a bad gun at all. I use this weapon quite a bit in my main playthrough. It was working there, of course, but that's not UVHM5. I would recommend it for anyone trying to start a good fire rate build or looking for a good fire cryo weapon. But otherwise, I will let the gameplay finish out, and then we'll move on to an amazing splash damage pistol, the Lucky Clover. Alright, and here we have the Lucky Clover. The Lucky Clover is an order pistol that from at least the 4 that I have gotten from it only shoot rocket bullets. It's quite fun, and the special mod for the Lucky Clover is called Kismet, which upon reloading will fire 2 homing rockets, which, can I just say, if you build fire rate on this or you spam, it's so fun. This pistol is becoming one of my favorites to use, even on Vex when I'm not trying to do explosions or splash damage. I can see this being big on Rafa, but I gotta say, the bully still is over that, and you can go see the bully over in this video. That pistol is still one of my favorites and still what I use a lot. But let's get into some gameplay of the Lucky Clover, and I'll show you guys what I mean. Alright, and here we have the Lucky Clover gameplay. As I said, I think this pistol can be really good for Rafa or Harlow, but it's still a solid weapon, and the reloading on this weapon is so fun. I love little homing rockets. They do quite a bit of damage, actually. But I'll let the gameplay finish out, and then we will move on to our final piece of gear for Horace. So here's the Pacemaker. It's kind of crazy that we have back-to-back videos and bosses with rep kits, considering there aren't a lot, I don't think, in this game. But here we have the Pacemaker. This is the rep kit I still use till this day. It has a great health over time passive plus the rep kit. The special mod for the Pacemaker is the pulsometer. It passively regens health over time and then increases in the rate when your health is low. Now, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's quite a nice constant regen for early game. You know, you're looking for more regen in your builds later on, but I don't have much gameplay of it as it is a rep kit, but I'll show some anyway when we get back to the ending gameplay. Alright guys, that was today's episode of Every Boss, Every Drop. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. What boss do you want me to do next? Our next boss will be Sydney Pointy Legs, I believe is what it's called. But let me just say, I think Horace, for being like a joke boss when you first meet him, you know, how he's talking about being horny and all that shit, and then he makes a joke about it. I think he drops some actually really good gear, you know, like the Aegon's Dream, with a great AR with amazing fire rate and a great primary element. So, you know, any flesh enemy will really be gone. We have the Lucky Clover, which is fun to use, and I can see it being amazing in the correct build. And then we just have a really solid rep kit, the Pacemaker, which constant health regen. I don't think these hold up for late game, but I definitely think these are really good weapons for if you're just starting out or you want to get some real good guns for early game UVHM. But otherwise, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys have a good night or good day, whichever it is for you. And yeah, bye bye.